Floating buttons are really awesome in an app. So today we are going to learn how to add a floating button into your SwiftUI app. Alex here from Rebeloper, and if you do want to build out this layout with these floating buttons, as you can see there are quite a lot of buttons here, but 4 of them are the floating buttons and the other ones are icons. So if you do want to build out this layout, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, open up Xcode, and let's dive in. So let's build out a floating button. Before we do that, let me just remind you about Dev Factory, 60 minutes of one-on-one Zoom calls with me. If you have any bugs or any issues or just want to learn, let's say SwiftUI, go ahead and check out Dev Factory. It's at rebeloper.com, or if you just go at mentoring, just go rebeloper.com/mentoring, and there it will be. Just apply for a 1-hour mentoring session. So yes, floating buttons. We are going to use a really nice GitHub repository here because building this out from scratch is quite tedious, and let's just use XIT. I hope I pronounced that correctly. XIT's GitHub repository, and we are going to build out this from scratch. And let's just start off by creating a new Xcode project. So let's just go here. Let's create a new Xcode project. And of course, this will be a SwiftUI project. So let me just choose app here and click on the next. Floating button tutorial. Make sure that interface is SwiftUI lifecycle SwiftUI app. Okay, let's click on the next here. Let's just drag and drop it and let's create a new folder here, code. Okay, let's create that. And again, create to be dropped onto that code folder. Okay, so what we want here, let's just remove the canvas. I don't really like to use the canvas. We can't see really the code here. What we are going to do is, first of all, let me just add in our as a Swift package. So just go to project, Swift packages. Let's just move back to our Safari and click on code and copy that HTTPS link out. Okay, let's click on plus here. Let me just paste that in there. And let's just wait for this to load. And the current tutorials version is 0.0.3. So make sure that if you are following along, you are using this one. Otherwise, the API might change. I don't think it will, but 0.0.3. That's what you want to look out for. So let's click on finish there. And now we have the floating button added here. So what we are going to do is just inside our content view, we are just first going to import floating button. Okay, that's our first step. And our second step is that I have created some predefined views for the buttons and the buttons that are behind the floating button. So let's just go ahead and drag and drop the floating button helpers right over here onto our project. Let's click on finish here. So you can take a look at the link in the description where you can find all the resources for this project, and go ahead and open up the resources and take a look at our floating button helpers. So let me just go through it really quick so we can understand how easy it is to just set up once we have all of this in our project. Let me just move this out of the way. So we have some mock data, and I have some mock data for the actual floating button. So I have the button image, it's the system image name, main button colors, one for when the button is open and once when it is closed. Then I have some colors and icon image names. Now the icons, think of them as the buttons that are hiding behind the floating button and it will expand. After that, we have our main button. And that main button, it has an image name and a color hex. Now, if you scroll all the way down, you can see that I have an extension for the color with the hex string, and that's what I'm using right over here. It is, you will see this, it is a rounded image button, and the same goes kind of for the icon button. Go ahead and take a look at this SwiftUI code. It's self-explanatory. Okay, so that's for the helper file. Now let's go back to the content view and let's start adding some stuff here. First of all, let me just go ahead and create a horizontal stack here. So maybe a vertical stack. So v stack, so vertical stack first, because I'm going to add in 4 floating buttons, so you may get the whole idea of what types of floating buttons you can have with this Git repository. So the first one, here we have our V stack, and then let's add in here an H stack. There we go. And let's add in here, let's see, we should just push all the way up. So let's add a spacer with a layout priority of 1. By default, each view has a layout priority of 0. Now this spacer will have layout priority of 1, meaning that whenever SwiftUI lays out these views, this spacer will have kind of a priority in this layout, meaning that it will just push that all the way up. Okay, so here we have our H stack, and yeah, we are going to have another layout priority right over here, because here I'm just going to add, so on the top left corner, I'm going to add a menu. And let's just construct our menu. Well, let me just do that right over here in the body. So if we are adding some values here in the body, we want to then return this vstack. So first of all, let's add our return there. And then let's just create, first of all, the button, the main button, and then the icons, the buttons that are behind those. And then we are going to add in that first menu. So first of all, let's just add our button. So let main button. And we can add any of type any view. So on that floating button, you will see the floating button requires any views, meaning that you can add any views. But when you are declaring these views, you want to start off with any view. And as you can see, we can have a view here. So let me just have that in there. And now I'm going to add that main button. And that main button needs to have image name and a color hex. And let's go for the image name from the mock data. So mock data dot main button image. There we go. And for the hex color, so the hex color, you could just go on and type in mock data and main button colors, and maybe just choose number 0. But I would like to have a different color when the actual button is tapped and the floating button is open. So I will add in here a state variable at state var is open equals false. So first the initial value will be that it is not open. So let me just have more room here. So whenever we are open, so is open, question mark, we're going to use a ternary operator here. So whenever it's open, we are going to use the first color, and whenever it is closed, then we are going to choose the second one. So that's that, main button colors 0 and 1. Take a look at the mock data, you will see that there are 2. So that's the main button. Next up, we want to construct all the other buttons, and I'm going to use here map, but you could just add in an array if you wanted to. So let's just build this out. With the map, it's much faster. So let buttons, let's just call them buttons image. And then what we want to do is just go through all of the icon names count. So we get all those indexes. So with those indexes, we can reference the icon image names and the colors. So from 0 to, 2 dots here, to mock data dot icon image names dot count. There we go. And we are going to map those. Let's just go map open parentheses, and we are going to have here an I in. So the I is actually the integer 0 from that count. So then we are going to add in any view, because yes, those buttons need to be of type any view. And on that any view, we are going to initialize our icon button. Again, the icon button comes from the helper that I just added in there. You can create your own if you wanted to. So as you can see, it requires the image name and the color. So for the image name, we just go mock data, icon image names, there we go. And we are going to grab that index with an I. And for the color, again, mock data dot colors, I believe. Yes, colors, and again, let me just move there and I. Okay, so we have all of that list of buttons images. Okay, so now it's time to create our menu. So let menu 1, so I would just call it menu 1 because we are going to have 4 menus here, and floating button. And let's just give open parentheses. You can see we have our main button view and buttons. And of course we have opens as a binding, a bool binding, as you can see. And I'm going to have this one for now. So main button view, that is main button. And then we have our buttons array here. So that is buttons image, okay? And is open, we want to go with $is open to bind it. Okay, next up is that we want to add that menu 1 in there into the H stack. Now, this is fine, but I want to kind of personalize it, and we could just go dot and straight. Now, straight means that those buttons will come out in a straight line, so be it, and we will see the direction in just a moment. And circle means that they will kind of pan out in a circle fashion. So the first one is straight, and let's just choose a direction. And I will choose here, you can see we have bottom, left, right, but because this main button is on the top left corner of our screen, I will just choose the one right. And we can also go and delay the presentation of those icons, so the hidden buttons. And I will just delay, delays delta, that's the one that we want to choose here, 0.1 seconds. Okay, so let's select one of our simulators and build and run and see how all of this looks like. And it's really, really nice. Now, next up, I will just create a new floating button on the top right corner, and that will just pan out in the direction of a button. So let's see how this looks like. Let me just scale this so you may see everything. There we go. Of course, we might add some padding here on the V stack. Let's just do that. So padding of, let's see, how much padding? Well, let's just add for the menu a padding of 20. Dot padding and just 20. Okay, let's build and run again and see how that looks like. Okay, here we have our button. So if we tap on it, as you can see, the color changed and we get these nice kind of icons jumping from behind. If we tap again, the color goes back to the original one, and it's really, really nice. Now we could just tap on them, and I will just show you in just a second, once I present you all the types of floating buttons, how we can, let's say, if we tapped on any of these, navigate away to another view. But yeah, that will come in just a few moments. So really, really nice. Let's create our second floating button. And let's do that right over here. So let menu 2, again, floating button. And let's use the same ones, but now I'm not going to add is open. So I don't care about the color at this point. So the main button view is main button, and for the buttons is buttons image. Okay, and this will be again a straight one, and the direction, so direction should be button. Okay, direction dot button, and let's just add this right over here. So menu 2, and again let's add a padding of 20 so we can see that really nice. So now we should see this one. So it's changing all the colors because yeah, we have that tight there. But as you can see now, if I tap on here, then it will not change because we didn't bind that is open state property there. So yeah, really nice. Let's move forward because now comes the interesting part, how to have a circular one, so a circle one. So let's create a third menu. So let menu 3 equals float. Let me just copy this out because it will be much faster. So there we go, floating button. But this time around, I will make it a circle one. And let's just be really fancy here. And let's just put this on the bottom left corner of our screen and let it just pan out only 3 of the icons. So we need to have a starting angle and an end angle. So we are going to use pi here, a little bit of math, but bear with me. If you don't know how to handle those, just take a look at Google what radians are. So start angle, and we want to use 3 divided by 2 multiplied by dot pi. So that's the start angle. Let me just have more screen here. And let's just go with the end angle. So the start angle is basically on top, and the end angle is should be 2 multiplied by dot pi. So right over there on the bottom. Okay, let's have a radius because otherwise it will not know. It will just float out, but we should have a radius of 7 in our case. Now it depends on your icons or your buttons size, but in my case radius 7 looked okay. And then let's just add a delay as usual, so it delays there, delta, and 0.1 is okay again. Let's add in here some more modifiers that we can have. So there's also an initial scaling, and that should be 0.3. So whenever those icons are hidden, they are scaled down to 0.3. And then let's just have also an initial opacity, again 0.3. And when they are open, they are at their 1 scale and opacity. So let's just create here another H stack and add that menu in there. Again, menu 3 dot padding of 20, and let's add in here another layout priority spacer. Okay, so let's build and run and see how that looks like. And that should fare out really nicely. So it's this one, really nice. But as you can see, there are 4 icons and they don't really look that great. Okay, so what we are going to do is just go ahead and drop the last on the buttons image. So there we go, and go drop last. So yeah, we are not going to use the 4th image. So build and run again, and now you should see that everything is spanning out correctly. Really nice. And as you can see, it's scaling and its opacity is going on. So really nice. Now, lastly, for the 4th menu, I want to show you how you can present this in a circle. So it has all the 4 menu items, and it's going to like span like a rainbow. So let's just create that and you will see. Let menu 4, and again equals our floating button. And what I'm going to do is just go dot circle. And yeah, let's just have some delay data delta of 1. And let me just copy menu 4 out and add it in there with a padding of 20. And because this is going to be kind of a rainbow, I will also need to add another spacer with this layout priority. Okay, let's just build and run and see how that looks like. Okay, this is our new button. Really nice. Okay, so what if I want to start not at the right, but I want to start at the left of our icon? So yeah, you need to add a start angle and an end angle. So start angle, and that will be 2 multiplied by dot pi, and dot end angle will be 1 multiplied by dot pi. Okay, so let's see that in action. So now that we got our really cool animations added in here, let me just show you how you can actually navigate away whenever we are tapping on this. And for that, I'm going to use Navigation Kit. If you haven't heard about Navigation Kit, that is a GitHub repository that I created for easy navigation in SwiftUI. And we are going to just really quickly set it up, and then we are going to navigate away to a new view which will present our icon that we have here. So first things first, let's just import Navigation Kit, and that will be through Swift Package Manager. So let's just search for it. So let me just create here a new one. So Navigation Kit. Let's just copy that out. Yeah, the point here isn't for you to show you Navigation Kit. We are just going to push a new view. Let's just add it in there. And for Navigation Kit, let's just click Finish here. First thing that we need to do is just add the content view into a Navigation Kit view. So let's just import Navigation Kit here, and Navigation Kit view, and let me just add that content in there. Okay, so now that we got that, we want to go back to our content view, and again, now everything should be okay done in the content view, so I can just have more space here and import Navigation Kit, and let's have that environment for our navigation. Add environment object var navigation of type navigation. There we go. And that's it. A Navigation Kit is already set up for you. So what we are going to do is whenever we are tapping on this icon button, so on tab gesture, so let's just on tab gesture, we want to navigation dot push. We want to push an element, and that is going to be a view, and basically what I'm going to grab is the same view. So icon button, this one right over here. Okay, this one. So we are pushing this view, and whenever we tap on this inner view, so on tap gesture again, we want to go navigation.pop. Like it's in navigation inside the navigation, but I hope that was self-explanatory. We are pushing, and then we are popping on the tab gesture. So yeah, let's see that in action. Let's just build and run again. And now you will see that whenever we tap, of course, you can implement your own navigation to your needs. So let me just tap on this sun, and here we go. And if we just tap on the sun again, we go back, and let's just tap on any of the other ones. Really, really nice. Okay, so all of this thanks to the help of the floating button from Xity. I hope that I pronounced that correctly. Again, go ahead and check it out. It's github.com/Xity/floating button. And if you do like it, go ahead and give it a star. I already did. And if you are interested in me teaching you one-on-one mentoring, a 60-minute Zoom call. If you have bugs or any issues with your code, go ahead and check out rebeloper.com/mentoring. So that is how easy it is to add a floating button to your SwiftUI app. Now, Now, if you have still questions, go ahead and ask them in the comments below. And if you did like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And while you are there, make sure to hit that notification bell to get notified of the new videos as they do come out. And while you do that, make sure to check out these videos as well too. I talk a lot about Swift UI in general. And as usual, I will see you in the next one.